We're mobile. Take Fox Sports 1350 with you using iHeartRadio. It's the IE's home for sports. KPWK AM 1350, Riverside, San Bernardino, an iHeartRadio station.
And you know I'm going to get on Shaq with that picnic table suit.
Yo, this is Aries Spears on Fox Sports Radio.
We are Fox Sports!
Yes, we are back in the great city of Riverside at the iHeartRadio studios. IE Sportsnet brought to you by the good folks at ThinkWise Credit Union. Live on Fox Sports Radio, AM 1350. I am your host, Eternal.
And I am the one and only Coach B. You know, when it comes to Inland Empire Sports, you know the conversation starts and stops here. We're also streaming at Fox Sports 1350 and the iHeartRadio app. And starting on November 29th, we will be seen in California, Hawaii, and Nevada on Fox Sports West. You know, Eternal, I have, you know, it's funny, my love affair with the Kia automobile began with my wife. She wanted a Kia Optima, so we got her a Kia Optima. And then I came across a deal for a Kia Forte Coupe, which is a 2-door. I gave that to the daughter. And then my daughter said she wants a 4-door, so we ended up getting her a Kia Forte, the 4-door. I got my eye on that Stinger. You know what I mean? But I love Kias. So with that being said,
well, I mean, you almost sound like, you know, you daddy balling over there, man.
Hey, I love Kias, man. They are so affordable to maintain. That's why I tell my daughter all the time. It's all about the maintenance on the car, you know. And I do all my maintenance at the Ontario Auto Center at Citrus Motors Kia, and I have one of my friends calling in. Who do we have calling in on the ThinkWise Celebrity Credit Union on Fox Sports, IE Sports Net?
Caller, go ahead and introduce yourself to the Fox Sports Radio audience. Hello.
Hey, good morning, Brian.
There you go.
There he is. Thank you so much, man, for taking out the time to give us a call. And again, you're live on Fox Sports Radio, AM 1350. Just want to make sure that we're speaking to Mr. Matt Landfield. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
There it is right there. Now, before we start, go ahead and let everybody know out here just listening, let them know what you do over at Citrus Motors Kia and Ford.
So I'm the used car director for both the Ford and the Kia store. I'm in charge of, you know, the marketing, merchandising, buying, wholesaling, and generally the whole used car department.
Yes, indeed. Now, we got a chance now, as Coach B mentioned, he is over here whistling.
I'm Mr. Kia.
Yeah, he is like, he might get a Kia tattoo. You might have, I mean, I don't know what you guys did to him over there. But we wanted to have you on because, because again, Coach B said that you are.
What happened is, just to set it up, he and I was at the Kia, at the service department, taking my daughter's car because we just got it and I was getting it serviced. And Matt and I had a conversation and we talked about sports. I mean, his love for sports is identical to ours.
Nice.
And I said, you know what? We need to have you on the show. And he said, well, you know, I work here. I was like, yeah, we need to have you on the show and call in because we want to get the fans' perspective.
No question.
So that's what we wanted to do. We wanted to get Matt to the fans' perspective. We talked about, like I said, we showed him, Eternal, don't get upset, but I showed him the IE Sportsnet, the magazine with Coach Logan on the cover. So he's already seen it.
Oh, he's seen it already.
So don't get upset,
Okay.
but he's seen
All
it. So
right. It's supposed to be tongue-in-cheek, man. It's supposed to be like nobody's supposed to see that. But no, talk to us about, obviously, here on the West Coast, we have been extremely fortunate. The Lakers won, the Dodgers won. As a sports fan, how is it for you right now? I mean, obviously we're in the pandemic, but how's the sports been? Because here on the West Coast, it's just been nothing but win, baby, win.
Oh, it's truly a blessing. You know, growing up in L.A. and Gardena, there were no Angels, Clippers, or Ducks. It was all Lakers, Rams, Dodgers, and Kings. So my love of L.A. sports goes way back, as you can tell, and I'm excited to see, you know, the Lakers and Dodgers have championships in the same year, and I'm kind of still holding out hope for the Rams. Who knows? They play pretty well, and if they can do something against Brady Monday night, we might have a shot.
There it is right there. Now, talk about this because as fans here, in particular, you know, we have gotten our fanship has gotten bought out by the Clippers, so we're going to say that with full disclosure. But again, we're all Kobe Bryant fans, and obviously we were all devastated by the loss of Kobe Bryant. But talk to us about how special that was, you know, for the Lakers to bring home that championship and do it in a fashion where they can honor Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, you know, as we all found out early that morning, you know, when Kobe passed, that it was going to be a rough year in Laker Nation regardless. And finding out that so many other people passed with him and his daughter-in-law. I don't know if I ever cried so hard in my life. I mean, I obviously don't know any of them, but, the loss of human life is always something that's, horrible and hard to stomach. And my son had texted me, R.I.P. Kobe. I had no idea what was going on.
Right.
And I started looking around, and man, at first I thought it was just him and a couple of guys, but then to find out so many other people were with him, it was a really terrible day. But obviously for AD and LeBron to bring it home and honor Kobe in that respect is huge. And I know that somewhere up there, Kobe's looking down and smiling, and his hand is in the Lakers regardless of the outcome.
Absolutely, and you think about that, it is unfortunate passing. And once again, we have Matt Landfield from Citrus Motors, Kia and Ford in the Ontario Auto Center calling in, giving us a fan's perspective. And as you mentioned, it's ironic because my son, the day that Kobe passed, he came into my room and he showed me TMZ, and I said, you can't believe everything on the internet because nothing was no one had talked about it, no one had mentioned it, so I didn't want to believe it. And when you talk about that, when LeBron first came to LA, there was a lot of resistance to LeBron because, back in their day, Kobe and LeBron were serious rivals. They were very competitive against each other. And a lot of Laker fans didn't want to embrace LeBron. But, how excited are you when LeBron came here? And then his first year was a little rough, a little rocky, but he was able to get AD here with him as well. And he was able to get a championship because every great Laker superstar has a championship. When you think of Magic, you think of Kareem, you think of Jerry West, Kobe, the list goes on. Every great Laker superstar has a championship. How excited were you that LeBron was able to bring a championship to LA?
Well, I think it speaks volumes to the man himself. I mean, obviously, he's won championships in, 3 different cities now?
Yes.
So it's not just him. It's the mystique around him and the idea that he can attract superstars to play with him. Obviously, he's one of the all-time great players ever, but the fact that he can bring in players to play with him and be able to recreate the magic wherever he goes is really, truly special, and obviously a talent that we probably won't see too much in the next couple of years, I don't think.
Absolutely, one of the absolute greatest players to ever play the game, and as you said, he can go from team to team. He brought Cleveland their first championship in some 50 years, and now he brings the LA Lakers a championship. And one thing that Eternal kind of talked about a little bit, as you know. We like to talk about the LA Clippers, so we want to give full disclosure. I am the voice of the Agua Caliente Clippers, the LA Clippers NBA G League team. They've made some moves this offseason. Doc Rivers is now in Philadelphia. Montrezl Harrell is now a LA Laker. What do the Clippers need to do to finally win a championship and bring a ring home to the LA Clippers?
That's a tough question. I mean, I think Ty Lue is going to do a great job. He's obviously coached championships before, and he was a great player, and I know he's going to be a good coach. I think that's going to be huge for them. Nothing against Doc Rivers. I think he did an incredible job with everything he had to deal with. But I don't know if there's anybody out there right now that they could grab that's going to make them a better team, especially after losing Montrez. I was kind of hoping to see if maybe a Gallinari would come back, but it looks like he's already signed in Atlanta.
Right.
So I don't know who's left out there really to help them. I think they need some help. If they lose Lou Williams, too, I mean, they're going to need help defensively. And I still think they need a lights-out shooter, somebody who can really free up the paint for somebody else to be able to score inside. And now that you don't have Montrez, I don't know who they go to in the middle anymore. Right.
There's rumors that Serge Ibaka may be coming, so he would be a great man down in the post to help. But as we said when we started the interview, as you know, I'm the proud owner of 3 Kia vehicles. You and I met at the Citrus Motors Kia dealership in Ontario Auto Center. Your staff has taken such good care of my vehicles, and I love it as a father, and a husband. My wife drives the Kia, my daughter drives the Kia, and you guys always keep us safe and keep us in place. My guy Caesar, I call him Mr. Kia. He knows everything about my Kia vehicle. But what deals do you guys have at Citrus Motors Kia and Citrus Motors Ford?
Funny you should ask. So right now, obviously, Black Friday is a big thing, and we've got 0% across the board on Fords and Kias. So, I mean, this is a time to buy. Right now, it would be, exceptional values. We are very aggressive in our pricing. I do the trade-ins. I'm very generous with the trade-ins. We have a sales staff that's paid on hourly as opposed to commission. So it's no pressure, no haggle. You come in, get your car, leave. It's almost like, going to the grocery store and buying a loaf of bread. It's none of this protracted, 3 hours of getting beat up by somebody trying to, get every last dime out of you. It's a family-run store. It's a third-generation store. The owners are some of the best people I've ever worked for. I've been around long enough to have seen my share of good and bad dealerships, and these people take care of their employees as well as they take care of their customers. So from top to bottom, Caesar included, the sales staff, the service staff, the people in the office, the techs, everybody there has been there a long time. I mean, there's plenty of people that have been here 20 and 30 years, and a ton of people have been there 10 years, and I'm hoping they'll make that cut too. But they are a wonderful organization. Like I said, it's a third-generation store. It's not a big corporate store where everybody's, having to do certain things that the corporation sets up. They're more a relaxed mom-and-pop type store, but a bigger mom-and-pop type store. So, I mean, they give you personal attention, and they definitely take care of their customers. And like you're saying, our service department is second to none.
Absolutely. So once again, we want to thank you so much for calling in, Matt Landfield. He is the used car sales director. We want to definitely say thank you for taking the time to speak with us. We appreciate it. As our guy Buck Maggart would say, remember, Citrus Motors Kia has an amazing selection of Kias with over 300 new units on the ground. This includes the new Kia Telluride, the Kia Stinger, as well as the all-new K5, which I really want to see. But don't forget about Citrus Motors Ford. They also have some exciting news. They will soon be welcoming the new Mach-E all-electric Mustang SUV. I can't wait to see that. As well as the famed Bronco. It will be back. The new 2021 is being redesigned and will soon start arriving to the dealership in December. That's just next month. Citrus Motors Kia and Citrus Motors Ford prides itself on top-notch customer service. And remember, at Citrus Motors, like you said, Matt, no pressure means a great deal. Visit them at citrusmotors.com. That's citrusmotors.com. Or go to the Ontario Auto Center. I am a personal client. I love the service department. You and I had such a great conversation. Our conversation was so good. I said, we got to get you on Fox Sports AM 1350. As I mentioned, you guys you have serviced all three of my Kias, and I said, I am a father. My wife drives the Kia. My daughter drives the Kia, and I know when I take it to your dealership, you guys are not going to sell me something I don't need. And I have my eye on that Stinger, man. You have my commitment. I have another son that needs a Kia, so I have 2 more Kias I got to get. So I definitely will be back, and we want to make sure that we get over to Citrus Motors Kia. Thank you so much for taking the time to call in this morning.
Oh, no, thank you, Brian, and thanks for giving the shout-out for the store. We do try our hardest to make everybody happy, and if you want to stop by this weekend or anytime in the near future, we have those Black Friday sales and a bunch of really top-quality certified used cars that we could definitely help you with, or your family, or anybody who's interested in a new Kia, Ford, or a pre-owned.
Absolutely.
Thanks again, Brian. Hope to hear from you soon. Have a great day.
Absolutely.
And, have a good show.
Absolutely. And tell my guy Buck I said we appreciate this for calling in.
You bet. We appreciate you. We appreciate the shout-out, and, love our IE sports, and any time I have a chance to discuss them with you, I'm more than happy to.
Oh, we're going to take you up on that. We have it on tape, so we appreciate it. So that is a great interview right there. As I mentioned, Eternal, that was one of those things. I was just sitting there taking my car to get serviced, and I was and he and I, Matt Landfield, we just started having a conversation, and we just started talking, and it was so natural, it was so organic. I said, you know what? Would you mind calling into Fox Sports 1350 to talk some sports? But go ahead. Let's take a commercial break. We will be right back on Fox Sports 1350. You are listening to IE Sportsnet, presented by our friends at ThinkWise Credit Union with Coach B.
And Eternal, when it comes to Inland Empire Sports, the conversation starts and stops here live on Fox Sports 1350.
Since 1952, ThinkWise Credit Union has served education professionals and families in Riverside, San Bernardino, and Orange counties. ThinkWise gives back to the community with financial education and support to local schools and organizations. Join us today to experience a safe and comfortable alternative to banking that gives back. ThinkWise Credit Union. You'll feel good about what we can accomplish together. Visit our website at thinkwisecu.org. Member NCUA, equal housing lender, qualified members only.